1:15 on Sunrise. We're now going to cross over to our phone lines and speak to Professor Sanjay Sharma, who manages the best hearts in the UK. He is a professor of cardiology. Sanjay Sharma working very closely with our charity partner, CRY Cardiac Risk in the Young. Sanjay, welcome to Sunrise Radio. How are you?
Very well. Good afternoon, Anushka.
Good stuff, Sanjay. It's so nice to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on and speaking about this, Sanjay. We're going to get straight into it. I think let's kind of understand exactly what you do.
Well, I'm a professor of cardiology at St George's, but for today's purposes, I am the consultant for Cardiac Risk in the Young, which is a charity that's committed to identifying serious cardiac diseases in the young, in the hope that early detection and treatment will prevent these. And we started doing this because over the past 20 years, we have seen major advances in reduction in cardiovascular disease and deaths in middle-aged and older individuals. Mm-hmm. However, there's been very little progress in the young, in whom deaths are often due to electrical diseases or diseases of the heart muscle. And many of these deaths occur without any warning, claiming decades and decades of life and causing huge devastation amongst family and friends. And we felt that something needed to be done about it. And clearly, if people don't have any symptoms, we need some sort of screening test to identify people that may be affected. And therefore, what CRY has done is started screening several thousand young individuals. They screen about 25,000 each year with a test called an ECG that is sort of devised, the way we look at it, to identify serious diseases in the young.
And what did it mean for you professionally when you were first appointed to work with CRY? I mean, how did you feel?
Oh, it was a tremendous honor. I had no idea what CRY was going to achieve. It was a very small organization at that time, and clearly at that time it was set up by Alison Cox, who was our former chief executive, and it was really focused on identifying athletes because it was these young athlete deaths that were actually making the news. And so we started off working with tennis and then cricket and then football came on board, and of course now all elite sporting organizations screen thanks to the fuel that CRY put behind all of this.
Wow.
But it came to our attention, of course, that, it's not just athletes that die. Yeah. The general population die. In fact, deaths in the general population are far greater than in athletes because the general population is greater than the athletic population. And athletic training itself usually selects out people who may have cardiac diseases because some of those people may not be able to do well at school in football or cross-country running, whereas the general population will be missed. So we started screening the young population, and in that time, the charity has grown enormously. We used to screen about 100 people a month, and now we're screening, 25,000 to 30,000 people each year.
Unbelievable.
We've screened several 100,000 individuals, and we've worked out so many important things. So in the time that I've been with CRY, we've worked out that there are 12 sudden deaths in young people per week in this country. That's 600 per year.
Oh my God.
Now, that doesn't sound a lot, but if you think that each individual loses about 60 years of life, then that begins to sound like a bit of an epidemic when we put it in life years.
Yeah.
We worked out that 1 in 300 young people in this country actually has a cardiac condition that could potentially kill them, but knows nothing about it. And our latest research also found that once we've diagnosed these young people with a disease, 60% of them go on to have some form of medical intervention, not just lifestyle advice, that actually either results in treatment or a cure that prevents sudden death. So I think it's a very, very big deal, and the charity really has surpassed anything I could have ever imagined. I'm so proud to be part of it.
Oh, and so are we. We are so, so proud to be partnering up with such an amazing charity and for all the work that you do. I know I was speaking to you off air just now, and it's incredible the amount of work and the amount of research that you do, the stats, the figures that you are talking about. And, we aim to get those stats and those figures down that you've just mentioned. I know you said it doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. I mean, young people are losing lives out there because they're not aware of cardiac risk in the young. And then we have people like you who are here to tell us all about it. So thank you very much, Sanjay Sharma. Now, what I know, every day you're learning stuff. We're learning things from you as well. But what do you think you have learned the most from your time whilst you've been with CRY?
I think what I've really learned personally is to sort of become a better leader. Yeah. What really became obvious to me when we first started this, clearly at a very small scale, that we were catering to athletes athletes firstly, and then young people in our vicinity. But what was very important was that we reached out to people all over the country, not just in London. Yeah. And what CRY has done, thanks to our supporters and all the money that they've donated, has created research fellow posts where people come and work with us for 3 years, maybe 2 years, to get a postgraduate degree. But in that time, they conduct research, which also allows them to get trained in inherited cardiac diseases. And CRY has now created about 24 consultants that are spread all over the country. And what this means, that if there is a young individual in Manchester or Leicester or Wales or, these types of Shrewsbury, for example, there are so many places I can mention. We have planted experts that can actually manage these people all over. So I think the greatest thing I've learned is to think big and to remember that you're not just focusing on a small situation that should be in your own vicinity. Yeah. You need to sort of make sure that this is all promulgated at a wide scale so that everybody benefits from it.
Absolutely. Sanjay Sharma, thank you so much for shedding some light on your journey with CRY. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. And we hopefully look forward to having you on the show in some more good time. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you, Anushka. Thank you to all the Sunrise listeners who are supporting this cause. I am really grateful, and I speak this on behalf of all of the staff at CRY.
Oh, thank you very much, Sanjay. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Sunrise Radio.